Grand Rising, we're back. It's Mindset, Mindfulness Monday, or what we saying it was? Mental Health Monday, and this men's mental health awareness of June. It's Monday. We here to get this motherfucker started off. It's time to charge up, get powered up for this week. So we're not weekend by the weekend. We're back with another Think High Crew episode with the guys and goddesses you love to hate and hate to love. You got Nova on the ones and twos, and your boy JMC here from SOTOB. We're going to get it kicked off right this week. I hope y'all had a great weekend. Let's get this bitch popping over. There he is. The DJ Crazy Man in the back, too. Let's get this bitch popping with another Mindset Mindfulness Monday. Shit, you already know where you at. It's the place to be in your number one spot for America's propaganda. It's the Think High Crew. Yeah. That was perfect. Yeah. It's the Think High Crew. What up? It's entertainment. Yeah. It's the Think High Crew, you know. ThinkHighCrew.com. It's the Think High Crew. What up? Share the room.
Hot as fuck outside and inside. Everybody's sweating like a motherfucker. All y'all stink.
It's the Think High Crew. Yeah.
He's making mad, boy. Hey.
Bro, I feel you, bro.
Now, summertime, it might be a lot of violence going on.
Smoke some. It's the Think High Crew. Yeah. 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 Think High Crew.
Coming in at 6 foot, whatever.
What up, T? Hey.
75,000-0. Undefeated. The motherfucking people's champ. Bitch, fuck around and find out. Mindset, mindful, Monday.
Hey, undefeated in this bitch. 75,000-0. Always won the fuck up. Mindset Monday, turn the fuck up. They gonna try to stop you every fucking part of the way. The duality is motherfucking real. What you need to do, what you want to do, and what you gotta do, all different things. My nigga Nove got me amped up today. What up, boy? What you about to say? I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
What you need.
Hey. Go ahead and share this space if you live with us to your favorite platform.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Me too, I'm bouncing too right now. I'm up on my seat. Hey. Logos.
I'm in the heavy Chevy. I'm in that heavy Chevy. I'm bouncing. You hear that seat? Beating down the block.
I can't hear it over the bass. I can't hear it over the license plate shaking. The license plate rattling. It's the Think High Crew. Yeah.
So we're back with another Mindful Mindset Monday. Think High Crew. ThinkHighCrew.com. And this month we did we're doing men's mental health. We did mental health last month. And now we're doing men's mental health.
And shit.
everybody's already mad that we're doing men's mental health. It's like, damn, we did mental health last month, men's mental health because we're men. Maybe next month we do women's, but I don't really feel like speaking on women's mental health because
Man, I won't do it until we can maybe schedule a lot of women to come and talk. I don't
right,
think
and
it'll
that
be
ain't
fair.
that's what. Well, the thing is like, see, we could literally do the research, pull the notes, and go just by what that says. But because we're
Right.
men, we're gonna get hated on for talking about women's. And I get it. You know what I'm saying? It's like if I hear
Yeah.
a woman talking about men's mental health, I'm gonna kind of be like, "What's this motherfucker talking about, bro?"
Yeah, because they be doing that shit.
Yeah,
That's
like,
why the cosmopolitan fucking magazines and shit be pissing people off, and men be like, I don't know where the fuck they're getting this
and it's
information.
like
And I
I don't know what dude out here wants to look at a fucking BBL. This shit
yeah,
don't even
bro.
look worth the fuck. I'm just being honest. I don't want to look at nobody that's on Ozempic and got a BBL. That shit just don't even look right, bro. You like a
Not at
motherfucking
all.
weirdo. Sorry, men's mental health.
And that's just facts though. You know what I mean? Like I don't like and they they've done this type of shit. They've got these like women read these magazines and these articles are written by women who supposedly interviewed, 100 men or 1,000 men on the street and then you look at all the answers and it's like, man, like this don't even sound like they actually interviewed like what kind of men was they interviewing? You know what I mean?
Like, wait a
I
minute. Like, what man was you talking to? A
right.
little boy?
Right.
Oh,
Men
because
like natural hair. Men like natural curves. Men like natural. We like stretch marks. You know what I'm saying? We don't mind that type of fucking shit. We like that little what's that? I don't even know what that little side meat. It's like between the hip and the motherfucker where the hip crease. It's like the hip crease meat. I don't know what you want to call it. But this shit that we like, you know what I mean? But you read those
hip
magazines and it'll
crease
tell you
meat.
some other shit.
You go into the butcher and be like, let me get a slab of that hip
Oh
crease meat.
shit.
Like, or you go into the hey, you go into the doctor, right? And you have a consultation with a plastic surgeon, and they're like, so what can
I
how can
need
we
some
help you?
hip crease meat.
Well, I need either more or less of this hip crease meat slab.
Oh shit.
What do
Let
you
me
think,
fucking find.
doctor?
I need to take a picture of it. You know what I'm talking about. Like when they sitting down,
Yeah.
it's like that. It's like that hip crease meat, bro.
Oh, I
Like,
feel
but
it.
it's like,
I feel it. I feel it multiple times a day. You know what I
you
mean?
know what
Like,
I mean?
what
Like,
the
so it's
first
like,
thing I do in the morning is I go for the hip crease meat immediately.
bruh, that's the first thing I'm touching is the hip crease
It's just
meat.
like
You know
a
what I'm saying?
handle. You know what I mean? It's a good handle.
But no, that's some real shit though, But they don't tell you that men like hip crease meat. They'll tell you they like this or they like that or you know what I mean. Like they like other shit. You know what I mean? It's like I remember we were
Hey,
talking about it last show. Like it's like they purposely divided it up. Like man, like people be like, oh
right.
well, I don't like girls with fake hair. You know what I mean? Like, and it just so happened that most black girls got fake hair in their shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then
Hmm.
like, well, not
Well,
not saying most, but
if not, then like and this is saying most, but like for the
yeah,
majority, like if the hair is real, it's extremely short, which is hey,
that's cool
whatever.
with me.
And
But
if you
they
want to
don't be
wear a
liking that
wig,
shit.
right. I
Hmm.
was about to say, if you want to wear a
Right.
wig, that's great also. You know what I mean? Hey,
Right.
I might have to wear a wig one day. Who knows? You know what I'm
But it's
saying?
not like that's what we want or like. Like we love to have shower sex, but you can't get your hair wet, or you know what I mean. Like I can't do this because you know what I mean. Your fucking implants might explode, or we
Yeah.
can't do. You know what I mean? Like
Well,
I don't want to be man. It's just
like
fucking wild. Like who wants to
like
fucking
2 Chain like 2 Chain said, hair weave killer.
kill him? Right, hair weave killer. Facts, bitch. You ain't gonna like me. You know what I mean? Like a lot of times, like old heads would tell me, man, take her for a fucking the first date, go to a swimming pool and see if she get her face wet. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, like shit like that, like
Right,
all
because
that
that
extra
motherfucking mask
makeup
might
and
come off.
jeez, bro, like you know what I mean? Like, and that's just coming from
She
real
come out
men,
of
man.
the
We don't
water.
like none of that extra shit, man.
She's gonna come out of the water, and you can be like, well, "Who the fuck is that?"
Yeah, it's like when the lights cut on in the club and you like, damn, I've been dancing with a gorilla looking bitch the
Like,
whole night.
what just happened here?
What
Well,
just
you know what?
happened?
So I know from experience, uh, somebody that was with us on New Year's. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
they met somebody in the club, and it was just a random meetup or whatever meet, but they kissed during the countdown or whatever for New Year's.
Mm-hmm.
And he immediately afterwards, he was like, "Man," he was like, "I don't know what's going on." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And he told me and my wife, and he was like, "Man," he's like, "She seemed like she had like fake lips." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He said, "But they were all hard and shit." And I'm like, "Oh man." Just
What
think
up,
about
goodness?
that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, do women, if you honestly believe that a man or your man wants to touch you and feel like it's not
You know
real,
what?
I don't really think that you understand that
You
men
know what
really
I
don't
think?
want that. I think that's what
Yeah.
women want
Think
to
that
look
man.
like to other women.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
competition between that because
That
men
that
totally take themselves out of that.
Oh
They're like,
yeah,
whoa,
that.
whoa.
But wait though, there's a group of fuck boys. So like I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah,
tell
well
you
no,
to be
I'm
on our
talking about
men's
men
side,
though.
right? Yeah,
No,
yeah,
I'm talking
yeah.
about men though.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Fuck boys and men, completely different situation. But there's
Hopefully,
men,
because
or
I
there's
mean,
fuck boys
goddamn.
posing as men that just fuck anything. You know what I mean? They don't give a fuck as long as if it has a hole, they gonna try to hump it, and then that gives people, men like us, bad names because here we are like, nah, like we actually will court a chick, we actually would take the time out and everything, but we don't want to kiss no fake motherfucking lips, like you said, bro. I don't want to kiss that. Who want
Right,
that?
or I don't,
Who
I
wants
don't
that?
want to, I don't want to grab. I mean, I'm just saying, I don't want to.
No,
I don't want to
me
grab
neither.
anything that's plastic or silicone or fake
Not at
or
all, man. Not at all.
constructed. I mean, obviously things happen and people have to get things
Yeah.
reconstructed during certain things or whatever. But
That's a
like,
whole different ball game, right?
right,
And look, we're
exactly,
not talking about like dyeing your hair or getting a new style or trying something like nah, none of that shit. You can always switch it up, and there's always ways to
but
do
see,
things way more naturally than what they've convinced women nowadays to believe. And I think this topic it hits men's mental health so much because I was saying like man, we do everything we do is normally for the opposite race. It's for our women. It's for to build a legacy with our women and children and to build like a fucking like we're like a lot of us men are old school like that. They ask, "Oh, how much do y'all think about ancient Rome?" Well, why do men think about ancient Rome so much? Remember that was a fucking thing. It's like, well, because
right,
we are fascinated with building our own empires. You know what I'm saying?
right,
But that's just what it is, and we have to have a solid woman, queen, to be able to fucking do that. And I think a lot of men's mental health is fucked up because of our disconnect between us and the divine feminine and the women in the world, man. And we just that's what we need, right? You know what I'm saying? But think about it. We do it for our women. We do it. I don't know. Some people do it for a piece of ass. You know what I mean? It's
exactly.
still a woman. You know what I mean? Some people do
Or
it.
or there's a big portion or population of people in general, men, women, whatever you want to say, that do it just because of society.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? And I
yeah.
don't necessarily consider myself the same type of man as that dude that
Nah.
you know what I mean? Like, all right, think
Yeah,
about
no,
it.
I agree,
I
bro.
know
I agree with you
I
saying.
know that there's no way that me personally that I could do the things that I want to do. And I'm not trying to sound vulgar, right? But I'm just saying, like in general, there's no
Right,
way I could do what I want to do with my wife, and or she could do what she wants to do with me if we have
right.
shit that's gonna start falling off, like
Yeah,
when it gets a little crazy or whatever it is. You
right.
know what I'm saying? Or it's
Yeah, I
like,
know what you
nah,
mean.
you can't do this because this, or
Right.
can't do this. It's like, man, there's enough of that already with everything
Yes.
being natural.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
and if
I
you
don't know,
don't
man. It's
think that
more like
that's like
it's
that
like
does
that. What your
become a
mom would
thing, you know
say.
what I mean?
I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah. You're right. It's like your
Like
mom would say. Why?
if you get all this shit, like think about it, bro. You got 18-year-old girls coming into
Yeah,
the
bro.
salon getting their fucking face shot up with
Yeah, bro.
Botox. Who
Yeah,
has wrinkles at 18?
bro.
Like my wife says, because she knows a lot about this shit. She's like, look,
Mm-hmm.
you need to wait until them wrinkles set in. Then the Botox and the filler, you shoot it in there and it stretches your face out, and then you're good. But if you do
Right.
that shit before the wrinkle sets in, you got to do that your whole life, bro.
Yep.
Your whole life, you're gonna have to be shooting
Yep.
shit up in your face.
Yep.
T, what's up? You want to talk about it?
To keep your fucking presence up.
Yeah, I mean, I'll
Is
talk
that
about
not?
it.
All right, because
Yeah,
this is
oh, we
men's
got a
mental
woman
health,
on
and we
here.
need to
Yeah.
know. You know what I mean?
We asking women questions to help us better understand ourselves as men. Why do you think it is that women think that they have to do all of this extra shit in order to, to get you? Is it really for the men, or are they doing it to try to compete with each other? What do you think it is? You're a woman, yeah.
It's both. It's both, but it's definitely for okay, so females are very they want to follow trends. They want to
Mm-hmm.
always be one upping another female, right? So if there's a
Mm-hmm.
new trend that comes out in Hollywood, or you're seeing it in the magazines or on TikTok or any type of social media, the girls want to be the first ones to have that new trend to one up all the other females. Like, look, I've got the new trend. I'm looking the new best
and
way that's
and that's
supposed
to
to be
try to
looked.
get and that's supposed to get them the best male because okay the competition, I'm beating the competition
They're
now.
really competing with women. They're really competing
Right.
with women. Because a lot of them will say, I can't tell my husband I did this because he doesn't like it.
Ah.
Like I have to,
Oh. Yeah.
my husband doesn't like, lip filler, but I'm getting it anyway. So I have to get it natural so that, he doesn't really know, but I'm still getting it so that I'm fitting in with all the other females that have it. And
Right.
I'm, you know what I
Does
mean?
she
I'm not
really
the
think
only
that her
female that's
husband don't
out.
know? You know what I mean? Do you think her husband really ain't knowing the difference? Like, oh shit, this
Some
girl
don't.
lips.
No, some don't.
Really?
Like I've got
Damn.
some women that come in and they might not get filler to actually, but they get a lot of Botox, and they say they don't want their husbands to know because of the price.
Uh-huh.
And so we have a way to where we can run the card to
Some
where they're
shit
not
now.
going to know
You
that
motherfuckers,
it was
hey,
spent on Botox. I
y'all
work
y'all
the
bill the
med
way
spa,
y'all
so
bill.
I
It's
see
like
this stuff all the time. Like all the time. We have every single
Right.
machine to like pump your muscles to make your muscles bigger in your ass or your arms or whatever. All the laser hair removal, which I do the laser hair removal. But I don't see why that's anything weird. If you shave,
No, I
you
know
wax,
a
you
woman with
laser, you laser.
hairism. She
You know what I
had
mean?
to.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Girls have to keep the hair off their bodies, and that's, for men. They do that for men, so
Yeah, we like
it's
that.
both. It's for men
We
and
do
women,
like
but I
that.
would
I was
say a
about to
lot of
say
it
though,
is
not
they want
always.
to be the best looking female in the room to the females and the males.
It's crazy because they,
Can y'all
like you
hear
said,
me?
yeah, we can hear you, bro.
Yes.
Go
Oh,
ahead. What you
okay.
say?
I was just making sure.
Yeah,
I
you
got
said
up.
something though.
I got up.
Oh,
I thought
okay.
my
Oh,
mic
okay.
stopped working.
I
But
just
yeah,
thought he wasn't getting enough attention. He's like, I'm over here. I'm over here.
hey, hey, you hear me? No, I was just fucking with you. But no, though, so that's crazy though. Like, and so men's mental health. So like, I wonder, like, damn, like, so these cats don't even be knowing. You know what I mean? First
Mm-mm.
off, that they wives is doing this, and then
And there's a
cause,
secret way to bill for it, like some
and,
fucking porn site or some
and then they
shit.
wonder why men's mental health be all fucked up sometimes, though, man. Because it's like we trying to do everything, honestly, a lot of times we do it. It's for the female. Like that's why we
Mhm.
do it. That's why this dude makes all of this money, is so that he can do,
Provide
do shit.
for.
Yeah, provide for her like the best ever. You know what I mean? And the kids and
And
shit.
then
Like,
Provide what
they're
though?
going and spending it on, Botox, but in the end they are looking
right.
better. I mean, unless they overdo it. I mean, you overdo anything, everything in moderation is one
But
thing,
see, that's the thing is like a lot
But
of people think that the Kardashians are just the pinnacle of everything. I look at them and
Yeah.
fucking laugh.
Yeah, I think though that
I mean, I'm
like
just
my
saying,
if I
like
showed
I
y'all a
look at
picture of
it.
my grandmother at like 60 something years old, like y'all be like, get the fuck out of here. And like that wasn't no, she didn't do none of that shit. It was all natural. Like she just ate good and
right.
shit like that. You know what I mean? She ate good and she exercised. You know what I mean? Daily,
That
she wouldn't go
definitely
like
helps.
jogging for like miles, but like you know what I mean. She would at least get her blood pumping every day. She would fucking do shit. You know what I mean? She was up at 5 in the morning and she was up all day. Up from 5 in the morning and go to sleep till her husband came home from fucking work. You know what I mean? So she could serve the nigga fucking dinner and a beer. You know what I mean? But she just fucking kept her shit together with. I mean, she did a lot of shopping with like. She spent a lot of money on products that would help her. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? Like with
Mhm.
because those facial creams are really expensive. But
Yep.
you can get the all natural shit where they made it with fucking these plants that they got on fucking
Hmm.
lockdown. You know what I mean? That you can't find anywhere else, and then you fucking what I mean. But so she did a lot of that, but you wouldn't believe how she looked. You know what I mean? But I think that there's ways to do it, and I think a lot of it sometimes be genetics and stress and actually doing this shit. You mean doing all of that shit and thinking like
Well,
how
what is
fucked
this
up is
doing
it?
to men's mental health that us females are doing it? So then the ones that aren't keeping up with, major
Right,
expenses to look a certain type of way, that the trend of women that is flooding social media right now that men are looking at. So they're like, this is what I want. This is what I'm supposed to, this is what's supposed to be the prettiest. So this is what I think is the prettiest. And the women that aren't doing it, I mean,
right.
That's
And
when
then
you
and then if
separate
you're
the
not
men
if
from the boys.
Yep, and then if you're a dude who
So
can't
then
provide it,
the men are expecting the women to look like this, but then they don't want them to be fake, but
That's the men.
they don't realize that they are everything that they're being shown on social media and
is
pumped
Right.
to
fake.
say this is
Yep.
what the female should look like right now, that's the
But
hottest or the
Right.
but
prettiest,
hold
is
on though.
fake.
Think about
Yeah.
this, what you just said though. Any man scrolling
Right.
social media to
Mhm.
figure out what he wants his woman to look like, that's
No,
not a
I'm saying he's
man.
being programmed because
Yeah,
there's a trend
and
of
I
what a
get what
woman
she's
should look
saying.
like right now.
It's
You
more
know
the
what I
younger
mean?
younger generation.
Like the
Like
lips
it.
are big,
Yeah.
the tiny waist, the hourglass shape. Like when we were growing up,
Yeah.
men wanted, you
And
know,
young men
blonde,
like the
tall, skinny with
right,
boobs.
right,
No ass. There was no ass talked
I
about when
never
I was
wanted
right,
growing
that
up.
though. So
You
I
know
don't
what I
know what
mean?
right.
men. I never wanted a tall,
Well,
Yeah, I
I'm
skinny,
feel
saying
you.
that
big
was the
boob bitch.
programming that was going on
Yeah.
then for
Right,
that type of
Barbie,
look.
Barbie,
You know what I
right,
Barbie,
mean?
right,
Barbie look. Right,
right.
Yes, yeah, that was the programming. So now the programming's this or whatever. So they're like, okay, so women
right.
are supposed to look like this. So when women make themselves look like this, and they're like, great, but they're not realizing that the women are fake to look like that. They're
And
not
So
see,
who
and
even.
see.
starts the trend? Who do we think starts the trend? Who runs and
Mm,
owns the beauty
I
industry
don't
for the
know. It
women's
like
side? Is it
gets
men or
locked
women?
into a collective
Or is it gay
consciousness, I
men?
feel
Is it
like.
gay men?
nah, I don't know,
A
man. That's
lot
a
of
good question.
fashion designers, the way they're designing clothes and stuff like that, I think a lot of that goes into it. I don't know.
I
I
think
don't
it's
know.
I think
Is
it's
it a
Music,
brand.
cultural thing?
celebrities,
Is
like,
it more of like a Eastern influence onto
Well,
Western now? You know what I
I
mean?
mean,
I
if you're
don't.
talking about Eastern, as in like France and like Europe, I mean, their fashions
No,
normally
Eastern isn't like Middle East, like
not.
like
Not because like that's not
Persian.
necessarily a trend. Because a lot of their women are super covered up. You know what I mean? And you don't even know what they fucking look like. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
Right.
they
Well, I'm
they
just
don't
saying,
really
like
do.
the Kardashians are like,
Oh,
they look
the
very
look.
Middle Eastern or
Yeah,
whatever,
okay, yeah, I get.
and
Yeah, I think they're
and I
trying to
think
steal
like
that kind of style. Yeah.
there's been like a trend to kind of, I mean,
Oh,
really
y'all.
a trend to kind of look like Kim Kardashian. Like,
Well,
hey, I'll
yeah,
take that Kim
she
Kardashian look.
definitely
Yeah.
has been, the trendsetter for a long time. And then it goes
Right,
into the
but that.
collective consciousness and it goes all over the world. I mean, that's why Thailand
Yeah.
has all these
Yeah.
BBLs going on
Right.
down there. You know what I mean? I
Right.
mean, that trend's all the way in Thailand and that
Yeah.
started in the
I,
United States.
I
Think
have
about it. It's
no.
a lady boy getting a BBL. Oh shit!
Bruh,
Damn.
I don't know what's so attractive about like skinny itty bitty legs and a big old bubble butt. Like that's not
Right.
you could definitely tell
And
it's
then a
fake
little
as hell.
small waist. Don't even look like there's
Right.
a fucking you got guts or anything. It's
I,
just a
like and
small
then
little
now
waist, and then
they even get in them they get in the fucking the camel foots and they get in the fucking they pussies fattened and shit.
yeah,
Excuse my
it's
Yep.
fucking
fucked up, bro.
vulgarity. You know what I mean? It's real fucked up,
They're
and it's
taking
like
out
God
ribs to
damn.
have smaller
But
waists.
I was just about to say
Kim
that next.
Kardashian did that, right?
Yeah, Kim's done that. A lot of people have done that.
Man, these motherfuckers don't make it. And seeing like I get what Nova's saying because he's like, man, these men that they're talking about, that like this type of shit ain't real men. These motherfuckers is doing the same thing. They getting the ab implants, BBL drizzy.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? They doing all of
They
this shit. The
get
men who like that
Botox. They
shit,
get
they
all this
doing
shit.
they doing that shit too. That's why they're like they're okay with their
I
BBL
see
women
a lot
doing
Drizzy.
of
that.
men coming in for Botox at the
Yeah,
med
man.
spa. I see a lot of
Yeah.
men coming
BBL
in.
Drizzy.
BBL drizzy. Like
And
that shit.
even filler. Like some men, they get filler in their chins to give it
Listen,
changes their entire jawline. It makes them look more
the
masculine. I mean,
hmm
men
the
come in
error
for stuff.
the era that
Right.
we
And so,
grew up
okay,
in,
so let's talk about
it
that for a
was it
second.
was gay to wear a fucking earring. Like my uncles was like, take that
Exactly.
fucking jewelry off. Men don't wear jewelry. Only thing you wear is a watch. And I'm like, oh shit.
Right.
You know
So
what I'm saying?
when
Like
did
my
that
uncles was
trend
ready to
start?
whoop
So
my
that
ass.
trend started in what, like the 80s, I guess? So who started that and when did it like collective
I'm
consciously get into everyone's
Well,
programming that that's, if you saw a guy with an earring, you're
right.
like, ooh, you know what I
He might
mean?
be gay, right? Yeah.
Or
well,
It was
or
my
just like a
it got to the
feminine
point where
thing.
it passed that point and then it was like gangster and it was like, damn,
Yeah,
he's got a
yeah. Look
diamond
at his
earring or
chain,
two.
right?
He got
Yeah. Look
both
him up. He
earrings,
just yeah, shiny.
and the
See,
girls
and that
start liking it because they're programmed to.
ooh, but like, see, I think when it comes to the music, I think it was me. To me, it was just the chains thing, like the slavery thing, like has to be represented with that type of shit. I think it had to me that has a whole different other symbolism than wearing jewelry because you like it. A lot of these niggas don't even wear that jewelry out. You know what I mean? It stays somewhere, locked up somewhere because it's so fucking expensive. They're not about to fucking be wearing that shit everywhere. They just wear that shit to interviews and shit. You know what I mean? Because where we from, motherfuckers gonna take all that shit. You know what I mean?
I don't, I
But
don't, I don't know if the jewelry thing is a trend because that shit's been going on for years. I mean, way
the
beyond,
men
way
wore.
civilizations, I should say.
I try to put it like this.
Civilizations ago, men were
Yeah,
wearing,
they were jewelry
whether
type
it be
shit. Or
cuffs, or
crowns
yeah,
or yeah,
chains.
yeah, they wore necklaces, they wore, but like again though, but back then that was some shit like you might wear your family's crest, you know what I'm saying, or you might wear, you know what I mean, a symbolization. It was symbolized something. There was a reason
Right, like
why
when the
you
Pope
Specific
wore
wears
it.
his
designs
big
on like a suit, like little badges
Yeah,
or gold
or
emblems or the
yeah,
little gold pieces on your cufflinks.
or if you go to the tribal cats, all right, they might have had gold around their neck, but people been like, oh, they were wearing gold around their neck. Well, they were actually wearing gold around their neck because in battle, their blades couldn't pierce through gold, so they were wearing gold chains to protect their necks in battle. You know what I mean? There was a reason why like these motherfuckers was doing weird shit like that and wearing jewelry like that. And then I guess you say in the '80s, like it was a way a man was supposed to wear jewelry, that he's taught to wear jewelry by older men that isn't a feminine type of thing. Like, they tell you wear your watch on your left wrist and
cufflinks,
you can wear rings, but you got to wear rings on certain fingers. Like, of course we wear our wedding band. There's
like
certain jewelry that
cufflinks,
we do.
lapel pin. Why isn't
Yeah,
that? What's the difference
yeah,
there? And then
yeah.
think about like
I mean, because all
if you're a
jewelry is some
Catholic
kind of
priest,
decoration, right?
if you're a
Right.
Catholic priest, you're wearing a big,
Rosary,
huge chain with a fucking big
the
cross on
rosary.
it, or you're wearing a
I don't know.
rosary.
That's a good question. That's a good question, T. I don't know
You see the
when
Pope. The
the
Pope's got the biggest chain on ever, bro.
right, bro. Them cats. I'm saying all that gold and shit, all them fucking jewelry and shit that the Vatican stole from Africa. Like, you mean like people been like you said, civilizations and civilized like men and women both wore some kind of jewelry. Like, you know what I mean? In Africa, there's tribes that put those rings around their neck to stretch their fucking neck because they think giraffes are pretty or whatever, and they want them. The longer the neck, the prettier to these girls, the
Yeah.
prettier they are to the dudes. And then they got some African tribes where they motherfucker put gold in their mouth and shit, and all this other shit. But it
Okay,
normally
so
represented something. You know what I mean? There was a reason.
is it really is it a new trend, or is it just like uh, a trend that's kind of resonated with today's industry of
Right. Culture,
Botox,
the culture.
etc.? Is that the reason why men are going in and getting their jawline shot and this and that, or is it just normal now? You know what I mean? Like, is it a trend?
Right.
Is what I'm saying, or is
Well,
it
I
just
remember
normal?
when Botox first came out like 20 years ago, and it was rare. People who got it were like the super rich and
Right.
you know what I mean? And now it's like considered a normal, like you're going to get your nails done. You know what I mean? Like this is just what you do to keep up with anti-aging, just
But what's
like any
wild though is that
other
they know all of
anti-aging
the
things used to be.
they
And it
all
just
know all of the fucking bad things that happen though. You know what I mean? Like all of the bad side effects. You know what I'm saying? Like we've got a long enough studies on it to know what happens when you continuously use shit like this. But for some reason, it's still allowed to be used. Like that's what's weird about it. It's like it's almost like cigarettes. You know what I mean? It's like okay, like
yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like we know it's
Yeah.
fucking everybody up, but when you use it long term per se,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
Like
saying?
not too long ago, everybody on the plane would have been smoking a cigarette. Now
Right.
you're not even allowed to smoke a cigarette at the airport. You know what I
Man,
mean?
y'all got some good fucking questions. Y'all really see, and I haven't been able to do much research, but these are fucking good questions. I hope y'all remember these because I'm definitely gonna try to look into them, and I'm gonna ask. I want to know. I want that's some good questions to directly break down some shit for men's mental health. Like we see it go from like, but like. So you got people who wore jewelry, but these motherfuckers were stone cold warriors and killers. And then now all of a sudden it became feminine to wear jewelry. You know what I mean? After all of the ages, and then it became like, oh yeah, men can do what women do, and women can do what men do, and no, there's no definitive lines or
I just
anywhere to you know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
I think it's all about money, honestly, because you think about it. If you could
Man,
sell this thing to both female and male, why
right,
wouldn't you market it that way?
right,
It's more money. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because then it's like you could just produce it all in one
What
factory. You don't need a
What do
factory
you
that
think? What do you
produces
think? T,
male
do
shit
you think
and
that that's
female
attractive in
shit.
a male? In a male, excuse me. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Nova, but just to get a female's perspective, do you think that that's attractive? Like if a dude gets Botox in his face, is that somebody you would want to date? Like, yeah, I like that. You know what I mean? Like, ooh, please, you better be getting your fucking jawline done. Is that something that like women look for?
I think it just depends on the female. Like, I don't mind jewelry on men. I wouldn't say I prefer it or not prefer it. It depends
If
on the man and how it looks on them and how they can wear it. Um,
What about the jawline though? That's what he was
what
saying.
about
Like
doing the makeup and the jawline and shit? What about
oh,
that?
the jawline. I mean,
you could
I
do
think that
mewing
if you have
instead.
a super feminine jawline
Mm-hmm.
and makes you extremely insecure, why not?
What is a
Right.
feminine jawline?
Not a sharp
A jaw like a
masculine
woman.
What the
jawline.
fuck is going on here? So,
I'm not against the
No, no,
fake
no. I
shit,
feel you.
you know?
Well, that's because
oh, I know you're
obviously
not.
you're a
Shit,
art.
she,
You're an artist too, though. You do makeup and beauty. Beauty is your art. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I get that. Like that's why I'm asking you because you're gonna have a perspective that
Now, but I also am going because everyone's judgmental whether they say it or not. Not necessarily judge, but I'm going to observe the
right,
type of man who does go get a bunch of stuff done. Now, if they just
right,
like go in and get Botox in like an area they have like horrible wrinkles or something, not thinking anything of it. If they go get manicures and pedicures, not thinking anything of it. But if
right,
they're going in and they're getting Botox and they're getting filler and they're getting their
right,
jawline reshaped, I'm going to say this person's extremely insecure
right,
and there's other mental health issues going on rather than just vanity, you know what I mean? And
right.
then
so
also the man's has is vain. So as a
what about
female
taking
looking at a
steroids?
man, those are things that I would think of when I saw him with all that fake shit. And that's probably why,
Right.
or what I'm thinking, why men don't like the fake shit, because they look at it and they're like, oh, this girl's high maintenance, this girl's insecure, this girl
Yeah.
wants to show off, she wants attention from
Right.
everybody. And that's kind of what the fakeness throws you off. You know what I mean? Because you got to be real. A girl with Botox in their 60s looks way younger and better than a 60-year-old with no Botox.
True. Well,
They just
Nova
do.
asked
To
you, what
who?
about
To who?
steroids?
I mean, I guess
Who does that?
to
Who
the
does it look
masses,
better
to the
to?
majority, to the mass society is what I'm going to say. Like if you held up two pictures and say which one looks younger, you're going to say that one, and then they're going to say, oh,
See,
because this one has
and
Botox.
I think
Okay,
like it's
so
not what I think is
younger
not
and
fair.
better are
Okay,
two
go ahead.
completely different things, though. Someone
True,
looking younger doesn't necessarily mean they look better because a 60-year-old that looks like she's 30 still looks fucking weird.
true.
You can't make a 60-year-old look 30 everywhere. You can maybe a shot right here and a shot right there, but hey, she's still gonna walk like she's 60.
Yeah,
She's
I'm
still gonna
Right.
talk.
put it like
She
this.
still
Like
is going.
I
You know what
think the
I'm
word
She's
saying?
still
Like,
60. Yeah, I get
yeah,
it.
I think where
so to
society
me, it's like
differs.
to me, and this is just me, but to me, it's kind of like corny as fuck because it's like, woman, you're 60, embrace it.
Right, right.
You ain't gonna
But where
be 30
society
ever
differs, check it
again.
though. Where society differs is
Yep.
like if men went around and everybody got their dick extended because they have, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Then it would be
Yeah,
like
I
the
would think that
society
was
we looking
weird.
at. yeah, society would look at niggas like we was fucking, you know what I
Okay,
mean?
so
Like bitches, you
But
know what I'm saying?
females do it all the time, and it's
Right.
normal.
And it's normal.
okay,
You're
so
absolutely
think
right.
about
I
this.
think that causes like that. That's part of the, you know what I mean? Part of the mental
Hmm.
health that men go through because it's like, damn,
So
we can't do shit like
where do you
that
draw the
without recalling
line?
a little bit. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Is the gym considered that? And then taking creatine, taking vitamins,
Yeah.
having a personal trainer,
That's natural
taking
stuff, though. That's not
steroids.
fake
Like
stuff.
that
Which
there's like
one?
yeah.
Where does
That's
it?
natural. That's not fake. Your body's naturally doing that. You're
So
not
what
So
about
fake.
let me ask
steroids?
this though. Can I ask this? Hold on.
No
No, that's a good
steroids.
question
No,
though.
that's
That's a good
fake.
question.
That's fake. Steroids
So
are fake.
Botox is okay, but steroids isn't.
Right.
because
That's what
because
I mean.
some men and women, I know you know
Excuse me.
this, but I'm just saying men and women during some
What up,
portion of their
Jax?
life sometimes actually get put on a type of steroid or testosterone from a doctor because they're not producing enough.
If
So
they're given
what I'm saying is where do we draw the line? And then when we draw the line, how does it affect men's mental health? Not just women's, because just this month is
this
men's.
men's month.
How
Yeah.
does this affect men's mental health, knowing that
Well, there's
they
because
can
this
either
another double standard. You know what I mean? Like it's like we get, we have to deal with another double standard of, women can do this and men can't. And men, but when it comes to the other way, like T was saying, everybody's in an uproar if we tell a woman she can't do what a man can do. And then that's why this whole transgender shit, and this is also LGBTQ month or whatever. You know what I mean? Pride month or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's like to me it's just a full attack on anybody who thinks that a natural body and anything natural intelligence, a natural logic, natural anything is kind of like just trying to be like masked. They're trying to mask it all. You know what I mean?
well,
Like anything.
natural, you don't make money off natural.
Right.
You
Right.
make money off of all the other shit
The
for men and
alterations.
women. And that's
Now I
what
don't
drives
mind.
all of this. It's money,
and, and I'm
power,
not
and
I'm
respect.
don't get me wrong, right? Any one of us can hit the gym, pump some iron, look better. You know what I mean? Do all what we need to do. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like it's a fucking wild ass place when really a lot of women just be liking whatever you are. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a woman who like
Right.
what you already, everything that you already are. You know what I mean? There's somebody out there that's gonna be like, oh yeah, you don't have to what?
Right.
You don't have
Like
to
there's a
you
woman
don't have
that's
to.
going to like a different body type
Yeah.
than the next
But
woman.
I was gonna
You know, like
ask
this
T this
woman
though,
might
right?
like a guy that looks like he runs a lot. This
Right.
woman might like this dude
What?
that looks like he don't never work out ever.
What?
And then
I went to
this
ask
woman
T.
might like the dude that does steroids and stays in the gym all the time and eats fucking $300 worth of food a day, and that's all he does is worry about that and stare in the mirror. So
And the
like,
question off of that, no, that's good though, because the question that I wanted to ask T was like, what do these husbands be looking like that these women be doing this with? You know what I mean? Like they go and get this done. They say, oh, don't tell my husband because I know he don't like this fake shit. He don't like this. He don't like that. Or they don't like, like what do their husbands be looking like? Are they like just some rich Jew, fat, greasy looking motherfuckers? You know what I'm saying? Like what do their husbands normally look like? Are they like a kitten? You know what I mean? And then like the women are like, oh well,
Hmm.
I got to keep up looking like a Barbie because statistically they say, women
No,
age
I
or
would say
whatever the fuck.
90% is doing it not for that reason that they look better than their husbands already. But
So they look better than their
they're
husbands
doing it for the
already.
females. They're doing it for the
Yeah, that's
females.
and that's wild because like you
okay,
would think
so I
that
want to ask, so if you say, and I believe that, if you
me
say
too.
that they're doing it for the females, then doesn't it make it sort of a female trait when a male does that type
I
of
was gonna
stuff?
say that shit.
Well, I'm not saying they only do it for the females. They definitely
But they do
want
though.
to, but they want to look good also for their husbands, so their husbands don't want to go for like a younger chick, you know what I mean? But
But they really
basically
don't
that's
care
what they're
about what
trying to
their
do
husband
is they're trying to
thinks.
look better than all the females, so then, you know what I mean? They don't have to
Right.
worry about
Right.
that as
So
much.
when a male comes into the spa to get something injected in their face, their bicep, their pec, whatever it is, right? Does
Mhm.
that make them lean more toward a feminine
I would say
energy?
because they're doing it to compete with the males. It's like they're thinking
Okay,
just
so
like a
then is
female
that
would, you
actually
know?
Yeah, they're
weighing
definitely doing
on?
it to compete with the males.
Is that actually weighing on men's mental health then?
Yep, absolutely.
I think so, for sure.
Yep.
Guys want to look, they don't want to
Yeah.
be the
I
worst
mean,
looking
think
guy
about
in the
it, bro.
room.
Like bitches be like they want 8 inches soft, nigga. So it's like they want 8 soft, nigga, and then be like, you know what I'm saying? If a nigga get a dick implant, he's fucking foul for it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
the pressure that like it all puts on a man, like you hear all of the shit that society says. You know what I mean? You got to be
111.
6 foot. You got to have 100. Make $100,000 to $200,000 a year. You got to have a
Hmm.
big dick. You got to be. That's the percentage of man that is, nigga. Like
Oh,
that
I
is like,
know.
you know what I mean? Like that's like 2% of all men,
I
and
say it's
all
the
women
same
want
for
that.
men and females. I think it's the same way because you hear men are like, "Oh, I gotta have a woman that cooks and she's gonna
Right.
suck
So
Yeah.
dick every night and she's a blah
so
blah."
think
It's
about it.
the same.
Yeah.
It's the
Think about it
same.
though. Where does this drive
Mm.
actually originate from? Who's in more competition, the man or the woman?
Between each other or between the same
Between the
sexes?
same sex.
I think women.
I would say women are
Probably
more
my guess.
competitive, maybe. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm guessing
Yeah.
too. I don't know. We'd have to
So
Google it and see what the
I'm just
statistics.
gonna go
Yeah,
ahead and
that's a good
blame all this
question.
on women. Fuck it.
Ah! He said during
Blaming
men's
it
mental
all
health
on
month,
women.
men ain't wrong this month.
I'm blaming it all on women.
Oh shit!
Shit.
You know what's crazy?
Y'all,
Because I
y'all,
wrote
y'all
some
are the
bars
goddamn
recently, right?
ones.
But we know goddamn well though, right? What's so crazy about it, right? If T was like, "Hey, baby, look, this fruit right here is so delicious. We got to eat it, and even though you're not supposed to eat it, you know damn well we eating all that fruit." You know what I'm saying? We like, I got you,
Hmm.
but we ride for our women for sure, no
Mm,
doubt. You know what I'm saying?
I don't
Like, come
know. I
on,
might
man.
not eat that fruit, to be honest with you.
You know
I'm
you
I'm a
is, bro.
goddamn true rebel, bro.
I
And
feel you,
because
bro. But
if I know
but
if I know it's
you ride
wrong,
for your
if
queen
I
though, bro.
exactly, and
But you
and
gonna
it
be
goes
like,
both
who is
ways.
this nigga to tell me it's wrong? Yeah, right, nigga. So you telling me I get to know everything you know if I eat this? You know, you a true rebel, nigga. You eating that fruit regardless if your wife tell you to eat it or not, nigga. Like, so I'm just saying, like, but if you got your wife there to support that decision of doing it, because we is rebel. I feel you. I'm a rebel too. I'm like, nigga, why can't I eat that? Oh, it's a tree of knowledge. You know I'm about to nibble that. You know it. I don't give a fuck what nobody
Right?
say. You know what I'm saying? You know I'm about to, Like that's just real chop. I don't give a fuck if it just made me feel more comfortable to do it that my wife was like, hey, I think we
I'm
should
gonna do
do
it
it, baby.
too.
Yeah,
Right.
like I
But
think we should do it.
but I'm not gonna do it just because my wife wants to if
Right.
it's not good for us.
Absolutely. I could
I'm
right.
not gonna
I
get peer
understand.
pressured into a goddamn thing. Fuck that.
Nah,
And
I
that's what
feel
I
you.
think. I think, and I'm not. I don't mean to be. I don't take me the wrong way, anybody. But I think that women fall for it a little easier than men do. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I
Peer
think that
Yeah.
pressured?
women.
Yeah.
Right. I think
Yeah.
that women are peer pressured more by other women to look a certain way than men are peer pressured by other men to look a certain way.
And it's
Not
crazy though.
because of anything
Yeah.
else. It's just a cultural thing. That's just kind of how it
Yeah.
is. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
there
cause
now,
most
if you get
men,
out there
yeah.
on some physical shit, like the man is going to be more competitive against
Yeah,
another
but
man
but
over something like
but we're
that.
not
But
we're not competitive. All right, we're not competitive in a sense where we're our emotions get involved, and I think that's where the huge
I
difference
mean,
is.
some of
Because
us
me,
are, but for the
Mm.
masses, yeah.
yeah, for the mass, because like me and you know, we could play basketball all day long, nigga. Talk shit to each other, foul each other, fuck each other up, even have a great time doing it though. Not even be mad at each other, maybe even argue during the whole time, and we smoke a blunt and be cool afterwards. Like that's not gonna happen with women. They couldn't do no shit
Mhm.
like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
They
we're
might not even go out there on the court, but hey,
right. You know what I mean? They can
they
argue.
pull up and they see the other female out there looking good. They take me to fuck home. What?
Listen,
I ain't doing it. Nope.
I'm
I'm
just
not
being
getting out of
honest.
this car. I'm not finna
You
get
know what
out
I
of this
mean? Men,
car.
we could do that type of shit. Like we could go to the
I'm
gym with each
joking,
other,
but
right? Like, no, I feel you. We could go to the gym, me and you, right? We could be pumping iron. We could both be trying to get big as fuck. Like, all right, we about to have no shirt summer next summer. Let's pump iron all this summer, and we're gonna be big for next summer. And we're gonna be in competition with each other. Like, I'm gonna be trying to get bigger than you, and you're gonna be like, my biceps 22 inches. Look at your little 18-inch biceps. You got 18s, but you keep them clean though. Like, we gonna push each other, but
It's going to be like a healthier competition than the
yes,
female
It's not
competition
going to
yes,
be
is a
tearing each other
jealous
down.
competition. There's
right.
more jealousy within the competition between
Right.
female and
And
men.
These are a lot of,
It's
okay.
more
So
of
these
like
are, so
a sport
a lot of
competition.
these are female traits. And I think that they come into play because there's a lot of toxic, quote unquote, toxic masculinity that is being demonized. And there's also not as many fathers in the picture. So what do you get? You get a bunch of goddamn little fucking dudes running around that think they're half women.
Yeah, or they're not, or
I
you
just
have men
honestly
that's just
believe
not
that.
willing to stand up for themselves. Like we've reached a point where it's just like men, a lot of men would rather just go with the flow than to go
Right.
against the fucking grain because you know what I mean. Like when they do that, it's harder for them. You know what I mean? And like the men seem like the newer they men nowadays men. They don't want to face shit head on, you know what I mean? Which also causes shit with them. But obviously, like I said, man, like we do 9 times out of 10, we'll build a whole empire just to impress a woman. You know what I mean? Like that's what we want. That's what we want to find the perfect one ultimately. Whether
Right.
some men don't wanna fucking say that or not, like, oh, my ultimate goal is to like have that. But in the end, like trust me, in the back of our
Right.
heads, we're
Because
always thinking about that shit.
I mean, and I might be wrong, but I have a hard time believing and understanding that a woman goes and
What up,
gets
Mercy?
all of this stuff done for her husband. I just don't believe that. You know
Well,
what I mean?
because look though, because what G's
Because
saying though,
we
think about it. Most of these niggas is paying for pussy on the side anyway from some young hooker. Because their wife might not even be able to get wet no more like that. She ain't even horny like that no more because how their relationship been, you know what I mean? Because of how society has placed it, you know what I mean? Where you make the money, you provide, and then none of this extra shit, it's all about what you can fucking provide. You mean that's why this nigga's probably fucking his secretary, and then she's going to get Botox, thinking that that's what the fuck he wants to look like because the fucking secretary just a young pretty bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like it's fucking wild how that shit works. When in all reality, he just wants his wife to be a little bit more interested in him, but she's more interested in trying to look like the young bitch because she sees how he looks at her.
yeah. Yeah, it's a
And
complicated, it's very
it's
complicated.
very very
And the shit
complicated, and
goes super deep.
it weighs
Um,
on men because we want to be that superhero. And when y'all look at us, we want y'all to feel like, damn, there's my fucking Clark Kent, there's my fucking Batman. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? We
you
want
said
our
you
women to
said
look at
something
us like
earlier too.
that,
You
man.
said about going along with the flow, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
think about it. All right. If your wife comes and says, "Hey, I was gonna get this done," da da da, and then you
yep,
just kind of like, okay, whatever, and then she gets it
yeah,
done, and she comes to you and asks you, "Do you like this? Can you notice it?" Da da da.
right,
If the guy ain't honest, and if he just says, "Oh yeah, it looks good," and he really thinks she looks like a fucking idiot,
mm-hmm.
or like her shit just does not look human, it looks more like unhuman. If he's not honest about that, then guess what? She continues to do it thinking he
yeah,
likes it, and he
yep,
continues to lie to her because he don't want to start no issue.
yep.
I
The
mean
happy
that
wife,
I know
happy
for a
life
fact that
syndrome.
that could be a, that
What's
could be
that?
a real
Happy wife, happy life syndrome, nigga. That's what I call that. Happy wife, happy life syndrome. Like we always have that saying in our head: happy wife, happy life. You know what I mean? But at
right.
the
And so
same time, it's like,
that's an example of a man just kind
yeah,
of going along with.
going
I'm
along
not
with it.
saying you have to be this dude that's like, hey, fuck that shit, stop it. But you can at least be honest, because if you're
Yeah.
not honest, then that means she
Well,
honestly
being
thinks that you
non-agreeable,
like it.
yeah, being non-agreeable is actually a masculine trait. So it's like like being non-agreeable is a masculine trait. That is something that most men naturally fucking do. But what's so crazy is that nowadays men don't express that. If they don't agree with something, instead of being like, "Hey, I don't agree with that," they just ball it up and put it in a bottle inside of them until they fucking explode. You see what I'm saying? Like, and then they're
No.
just fucking, they just hold on to all of this shit. that they can't fucking express, because if they do, they're gonna be looked at like this or looked at like that and looked at like this or treated like that. You know what I mean? And so they just like, fuck it. You know what I mean? I'll just bottle it up, put it on the inside, and I'll just say yes to every fucking thing.
I'll just go along with it. That's where yes man comes from.
Because
I think,
she's happy. Because she's happy. You know what I mean? As long as she's happy, you know what I mean, I'm cool. You know what I mean? And I think that's a kind of like a position men have been pushed into, because we play that provider role. So in society, that is, you know what I mean? And like, we're not, I don't know, we're not built, I guess, to be the ones to be super expressive. I mean, I'm not saying that we can't be, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, it's just a realm that doesn't naturally come as natural to us. You know what I'm saying? We're definitely more logical creatures.
Right. Well, you know what? That could, in all reality, if you really think about it, that could be a reason why a woman does want to do so many different things to her body or appearance, clothing, all of the stuff, right? Because it's just a different vibe, right? So maybe they're more expressive, they're more creative in their expression, and that's also one way that they show it. But getting the validation
was talking
from
about the culture too,
but the validation that some people seek from the other sex in competition or from their significant other, I don't think that validation needs to be a reason why you go and do this stuff. But that's just me, and we're just talking about men's mental health, so nobody can get mad. You know what I mean?
We're
and if you get mad, we don't really care about that right now.
Yeah, this is a men's point of view.
Because I know there's some people that's going to listen to this, and they're going to be like, "What the fuck are they talking about women for?" Man, it's men's mental health. That's why.
Yeah, women have a lot to do with y'all's mental health, unfortunately.
We came from women. Yeah, absolutely. We came out.
Hey, you know what? In all reality, we are all just this. Spinning image.
Spinning fucking.
Let's take a time, take a little break to, stretch our legs, stretch our dicks.
Less thinking and more doing. Less planning and more execution. Gotta try to walk on water to escape the Judas. And even that don't mean your path is useless. The wrath I move with seems to carry a bad influence. With balance brewing, it's hard to topple what's deeply rooted. Shit, don't pass me the ball until I'm ready to shoot it. Pump faking is something I can't imagine doing. I'm too raw, too flawed without apologies. My philosophy's kicking like Socrates. And honestly, I'm feeling like the only nigga dropping these anomalies like prophecies, predictions written in optimism when I ain't even have a pot to piss in. I was casting spells that overflow to contradictions. I gave them keys, they wanted bars, there's a major difference. One can free you in the other's prison. They want the love but don't care to listen. They want to drive but got problems shifting. Transmission slipping, must be the whack, cause you niggas tripping. Playing victim got you second guessing wise decisions. Nothing's given but you scared to take it. How you living when you barely naked? Gotta take off that mask, you want this conversation. Embrace uniqueness like that warm sensation of penetration. Oh, almost got nasty in my elaboration. My imagination stretches farther than mine's creation. No question I kill shit, mama named me Jason. But at the same time I heal shit, no medication. I just balance like a math equation, spinning image.
And half the time, the majority of the time, the main question is this. This is really the main question that men need. I'm not talking about men that fall for the trap, but men. This is all we worried about. Hey, look, I'm telling you, women, we're not worried about the BBL or the boob job or the fake nothing. We just worried about this right here.
I've been waiting, and I'm losing patience.
It's a sad truth, but it's how it is. You ain't got to spend to do all that fuck shit.
I just want to taste it. Come
Mindful Monday, baby.
You soaking out what you gonna do? Baby, I got a question for you. Let me fuck or what? Yeah, shit, I'm tired. tired of playing games. I just wanna fuck it up. Yeah, I've been with it all day. You gon' let me fuck or what? Yeah, shit, I'm tryna make a wave. Dive deep, let me put it in a grave. Go to sleep and repeat when you wake, girl. You gon' let me fuck? It's the way you move slowly, the way your body fit on me.
That's it. It's the way you move slowly and the way your body fits on me. It ain't all that other shit.
Baby, feeling holy. Yeah. Treat me like you're missing my touch.
Right?
Every time you move up
just treat me like you missing my touch.
All right.
Not all that other.
On me. Oh, I can't deny this energy. Put it on me. Call me to the gates when you're pulling up. Staring at your face like you're getting up. Got a grip on me, holding tight and you won't let go. Hands on your waist, baby, take it slow. Tell you that I'll always keep you close.
Last Friday I sang that part. Not today. Not today.
Baby, you know she got me, keep me up, yeah. You gon' let me fuck or what? Yeah, shit, I'm tired of playing games. I just wanna fuck it up.
Here we go.
Yeah, I've been with it all day. You gon' let me fuck or what? Yeah,
we got one question.
Make a wave. Dive deep, let me
trying
put
to find
it in
a motherfucking answer
Go to
around
sleep
it.
And repeat when you wake, girl. You gon' let me fuck or what? Yeah, shit, I'm tired of playing games. I just wanna fuck it up. Yeah, I've been with it all day. You gon' let me fuck or what? Yeah, shit, I'm tryna make a wave. Dive deep, let me put it in a grave. Go to sleep and repeat when you wake, girl. You gon' let me.
Now, this next part, this is what I would be saying. This is how I would come across.
We locked up R. Kelly for fucking young girls. Not much of a challenge, mature I prefer. Boiler room fucking hot water pressure. Pull out the plunger, I'm ready to work. Call me Super Mario, I'm a plumber. I toss your salad for my own pleasure. She over 30, she running rougher. Squirt so much she fill up a whole picture. Running like Usain Bolt or a river. Sit on it, spit on it, just to be sure. I'm Michael Jackson and this is Thriller. Just resurrected, erection killed her. Body count, I feel like Jeffrey Dahmer. Used to be friends, David Schwimmer. Now we just bang, like popping balloons. Rain coming down like southwestern monsoons.
So yeah, men's mental health, man. Like, you know, the most men that I know.
Let me.
That's it's one question for their woman.
Let me just chime in by saying fuck responsibly. Songs available on all platforms, and he's absolutely correct when he says that. If you want to look at the statistics, touching, cuddling, rubbing, sucking, fucking, and all types of sexual intimacy activities are 40% more, or helps men's mental health by like 40%. That's like 40% of a man's mental health is being touched and rubbed and doing all of that. You know,
look, I'm not saying
we like
I'm not.
that. It helps us.
I'm not saying that men are just kind of like not as evolved and not as smart. I'm not saying that, but I am saying that there's one thing that's on a man's mind.
With your titties.
Bro, there's one thing that's on a man's mind all day fucking long. I don't give a fuck what you say. You can sit here and tell me right now, no, that ain't how I am. Bullshit. You ain't no man.
They say most of the suicides are men. Men's mental health awareness. Let me tell you, 40% more likely to be a man than a woman as well. But these men that are committing suicide, they don't have ass and titties to touch every day. See what I'm saying? Just being real. 100 niggas with me. 100 niggas. They don't get nothing. 100 killers with me.
That's how they feel.
Life. Yeah.
They feel mad. They're like, I came in this bitch with 100.
But if they do got ass and titties to fill on, that it comes with a woman that they don't even fucking like. Isn't that crazy? You know what I mean? So it's like, and then these motherfuckers is convinced, bro. I'm just saying, if you know that your titties could save a life, just be nice. Just be nice. Come on, man. I don't help us. We're dying out here. We killing ourselves. Like,
we're just trying to.
That newscaster dude said. What did he say? He said, "Man, well, if a man was married to you, I want to die sooner as well."
Hey, you know what? I got a perfect example of that. I know everybody's seen the movie The Hangover.
Yeah, that's a good
the
movie.
Dentist, his girlfriend, that mean wretch. her,
Yeah.
bro, that's a perfect example of like, the guys were like, dude, you've been dating this girl for a woman for 3 years and you still got to lie to her about going places or whatever it is. And he's like, well, it's just easier that way. Yeah. Like, no, bro, fuck all that shit.
Hey, why?
You ain't doing nothing wrong. Why you gotta lie about it?
Yeah, because you know what,
I mean,
bro?
damn, like
you ever you know what? And some women might be guilty of this when they listen, right? But like men don't like to feel like you know how when y'all get sleepy, y'all be like, nah, nigga, we sleepy. But you know what I'm saying? We don't like that shit. But that's that type of dude you're talking about, like where he gonna be like, she gonna be like, all right, I'm going to bed, and then they expect you to come lay down with them, even though you're not tired and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like them women who be forcing that. They're like, well, what the fuck are you doing? Like, well, I'm about to watch this movie. Like, I'm not sleepy. You know what I mean? But I've
no, I'm
dated
going to
women.
sleep. It's time for you to go to sleep too.
Right. I've dated women like that. And I'm like, no, I'm going to sleep. You got to come with me. It's like, what you fuck you mean? I got to come with you. Like, hold on, chill out, babe. Like, it's not even that serious. I'm about to play some Madden. You know what I mean? Chop it with my niggas. You know what I'm saying? Online real quick. I'll be in when I get tired. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it wasn't until I met a wife who don't give a fuck. She will sleep whenever she ready to go to sleep. She don't care where the fuck she at. She like, look, if I'm tired, I'm going to go to sleep. I'll sleep on the couch. I'll sleep on the bed.
Yeah.
I'll fall asleep wherever. Go ahead. Do whatever the fuck you want to do, my nigga. I'm gonna go to sleep.
Shit, hey, I'll be trying to get my wife to fucking stay up, and halfway through whatever we're doing, she's asleep. I'm like, well, fuck, man, damn.
Same
so yeah, I totally understand what you're saying about that.
But like that's like a thing, though. You know what I mean? Like, how is that a thing?
Right,
like, that's a thing.
I don't know, but I want to go back to happy wife, happy life. And I think that is a toxic saying. It should be happy spouse, happy house.
Happy spouse, happy house. And if that motherfucker talks
both
shit,
people need to be
get
happy.
him like
if
a
only
mouse.
one person's happy, then it's your relationship is one-sided and it's gonna eventually tip over.
A woman said it. It wasn't me. It wasn't us.
Yeah, it's toxic.
I love it when women.
I mean, if you want to joke around and say it, and oh, she wants this dress and I don't feel like paying for it, and y'all are on vacation or something. Well, happy wife, happy life, ha ha ha. Like, well, that's one thing. But for people to actually stand behind that statement
hostage and shit,
as like a motto for their life, like if they're standing behind that,
like,
as
hold up,
their
it's
MO,
like this right here.
Like, no,
it's like this.
No.
It's like at the end of the day,
pussy hostage, boy.
Right. At the end of the day, it's like this. It's like, you can say all that stuff you want to, but I can still beat you up.
Ain't that crazy too, though? That's wild. No.
Think about that.
Yeah, it is.
The woman has so much fucking power, bro, that she's literally physically inferior to the man. And in the wild, in the world, like, that's what a lot of times that's what determines what is going to be the master or in charge or whatever is the physicality of some shit, right? But a man's mental health has to literally, and I'm not trying to, talk like I deserve a lot of sympathy, but I'm just saying, men, their mental health has to go into something they're not even comfortable doing and fucking submit almost. Which is cool because you do it for your woman, your wife, your girl, whatever. But
no, wait. There's a difference, okay? Because I want people to understand there's a difference between submitting and sacrificing. Okay, there's some things.
I'm talking about how the male is wired.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, we're wired. We're wired that we will sacrifice over. It's a difference. It's not submitting. So like you would sacrifice the time that you would normally spend doing something that you want to do something your wife want to do. It's not like
knowing good and well that if you want to do it, you can overpower the person.
Right. Exactly. That's why.
I hate to take it there, but I'm just talking about the word, kind of like the rules of the world. It's like if that lion or if that dog right there wants to get that dog's food, that big dog's gonna come take the dog's food.
That's how it always goes. Yeah. Well, I mean, back in the day, like men's role was to find food, to do this, to do that, and then in the sense like the men would eat first. Like that's where like traditions come from, like that. Where you feed your man first, the man ate first, the woman would cook it and serve the man first because he went and provided it, and he came back with it, and all this other shit. And like it's like a role that's always been ever since quote unquote we were quote supposedly cavemen. Okay, this is what
Right. And you
scientists
know
say.
what? I
Yeah.
think whoever it is, whether the man or the woman, whoever's been out hunter gathering or
Yeah. For
making
sure.
whatever, whoever is doing that,
Happy
when they
spouse,
come
happy
home,
house.
exactly, when they come home, then they should be able to get the first of whatever it
Yeah.
is. Hey, let me help you with this, that, or whatever.
Happy
You know what I
house,
mean?
happy spouse. Well, look, if I go and get the groceries and bring them in the house, I bring them in the house and the wife puts them away and she might cook with them, but then I might help with the dishes or I might sweep or I'm gonna do something to make sure she ain't got to do every fucking thing every fucking day, and she's gonna do that for me as well. So okay, I know he handles the finances and he points this and points that and he does this and does this or whatever the fuck. So from time to time she'll be like, hey, I saved up this little bit of money. Do you here? I'm gonna give it to you to help out with the bills or whatever. Because my wife got her own hustle. She do her own fucking thing. I don't ask her to pay for anything, but she will because she wants to. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's crazy. Like the dynamic, like you said, T, happy spouse, happy house. That's how it really should be. There should be more of a balance, but they don't allow no fuck ups or no kind of uh uh a leeway on the man's side. You know what I mean? Like normally, if a woman cheats, it's because it's her man's fault for not doing what the fuck he was supposed to do to keep her right. Like that's crazy how that's the narrative. You know what I mean? Like that's
Right.
a narrative. You know what I mean that exists?
But what
Well, he's
about
not.
the
Go ahead.
men that cheat on the wives? Same thing.
Yeah, for sure.
The wives
And
didn't keep
all of
them. The
that's just
wives
an
didn't keep
excuse.
them happy enough, so they
Yeah,
had
well,
to.
that's an excuse for both sides for not communicating. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
And it comes like you hear it more from the women, like, oh, he's not doing what he needs to do. You know what I mean? As a man, so that's why I slept with so and so. You know what I mean? But for guys, it's more on the lines of she didn't respect me. You know what I mean? Like she did like a man literally I watched his interviews with these women, right? And the man didn't do nothing wrong. Literally he just didn't make as much money as her. Like he treated her good and everything. And just because he didn't make as much money as her and couldn't provide what she could provide on her own, she left him out there instead of trying to build him up so he can get to where she's at.
Right. Well, that's
You know what I'm
when
saying?
that
So
dude should have said, we're done.
yeah, absolutely. But
You know what
she
I mean?
broke up
Or
with him.
she
She
should have
broke up
said,
with him. No, she did. She broke up with him because she was like, "Well, you can't do." You know what I mean? But at the same time, men, though, we would get a chick
And those
from
are the
fucking
ones that
goddamn
have boyfriend after
McDonald's.
boyfriend after boyfriend
Yup,
and have little
yup,
2 year relationships for the
yup,
rest of their life.
yup.
And they never settle down
Absolutely,
with one person and complain that they can't find a person because
absolutely.
they've done found people, but they're not willing to take in maybe necessarily some what you would
See,
call,
that's what I was saying. Like for
not
hey,
women,
faults,
it
but
might be some sort of
weaknesses.
submission, right? For a woman, to me, like the female. All right, so women submit, and I would say men sacrifice. And this is my outtake on it, and you can quote me on this. You can't find it nowhere else. This is my personal thought. Women submit, men sacrifice. If she's willing to submit in certain places, he'll be willing to sacrifice in many places. And then everybody wins. So like the male version of submission is sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's our nature. And
but I
it's
mean, at the same time, like a woman might sacrifice to be with the
yeah.
man.
But that's more of a
Because, like,
submission.
no, because, like, if a woman sacrifices a lot of wealth because she married for love, she's not necessarily submitting to that situation,
Well,
right?
she's submitting herself to, I would say she's submitting herself more to his leadership, you know what I mean, than to her money that she has, her money status or something. You know what I mean? So like, all right, I know, just like that situation we talked about. If she was submissive to the fact that
What up,
He
GP
can't.
man? What up, G
What up,
Con?
G?
We
He
got a
can't
lot of
pay
G's
for
in
it.
this bitch, boy. G's. What up,
He
GP
can't pay for
man? What up,
every
G?
fucking thing. You know what I mean? I don't
Right.
know. Maybe that's just how
I
how
think
I see
everybody
it.
submits and sacrifices. You know what I mean?
I do too. I do too,
And
in a way. Yeah.
I mean, I understand where we're going, but I just think that like if we put a man and a woman in a box and say that they only
Yeah,
can do
true,
this or
true.
that, because I mean, it's a lot. Like, okay, so G Kong just said, you know, in Africa they got the African cultures where the woman has to do everything, even if the man not providing money for food or bills, the woman has to just suck it up, basically. And you know what is crazy? I was me and my wife watching a documentary last night about that guy that had no legs or half legs, and he was winning all this shit. He was a runner, right? And he had them fake, like boomerang looking legs or whatever.
Yeah.
And he was winning all the races. He was from South Africa. So he shot and killed his girlfriend. And we haven't watched all of it, so I don't know if it was on purpose or whatever, but it seemed like an accident. Anyway, the story on that is women in South Africa are treated so fucking bad, and their husbands just literally would just fucking kill them. Now I just want to know, is that the truth, G-Con? You know what I mean? Because what I was hearing on that is just like, it's like men in South Africa, whether they be a white British or English person that colonized it, or if they're a native of Africa that's probably going to be a black person. Is this part of Africa's culture, or is this like, or is it? Did it come from somewhere else? Is what I'm saying.
But it's also religious, because, like, a lot of it, like a woman being submissive is literally a religious type of thing. That's why it's like changing the narrative, the definition of what it means to submit type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Because
but like, but what about a dude just like beating the shit out of his wife, and the laws in that area are not really set up to really protect?
Bro, right now you can beat your wife in Georgia with a motherfucking a stick that's no thicker than your thumb or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, every state that we live in has some
Your ass
weird
finna get a
laws.
goddamn huge felony too. Domestic violence is, that's why I was just saying, like, okay, so G-Con said, I'm not sure about killing, but definitely abuse is big here. Yes, so abuse is big everywhere, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, maybe it's not any different than the United States. You know what I mean, Jason?
Yeah, I get what you
Who knows? It's just when I'm watching that documentary, you know, they start saying all this stuff, and you kind of think, you're like, damn, like, is it really like that?
Man, I think, like, when it comes to men and women, and, you know, regarding our relationship and the effect that it has on men's mental health, I think that men 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 view love in as respect, and women, you know, are more emotional with the love. You know, that's
Mm-hmm.
why I think, like, and then the definition of submit makes things sound so fucking, you know, makes it sound bad. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
it
so that's why
does.
maybe
It makes
we'll change that word to
it
sacrifice. Because, you know, I
kind of
was thinking
sounds like
about that.
somebody's just like, you know, but
Yeah,
like we do a lot of submission every day to a lot of other entities that we don't get
GP
anything out
man
of.
said, as someone who's been married to many countries, American women are spoiled
Been
and
Dominican, yeah.
entitled.
Well,
Beyond
I
spoiled.
think that's true, but I also think that men here are extremely fucking spoiled and entitled also.
Me too. Me too. But I think
Not
that the
saying that you're wrong, GP
yeah.
man. I'm just saying that, you know, because I've kind of I've been around the world too. I mean, not really judging that part or getting no
Yeah, bro, that's the big problem with
true
what's going
stats
on
on it.
just
But
in general, bro. Like, come on, bro. How do you have a whole case on you, as in P. Diddy right here, because you got a whole bunch of men who didn't say no in situations where they should have been like, hell no.
yeah,
You see what I'm saying? Like, that's why we, you know, we are where we are. You're absolutely right, no. Like, the men that we have nowadays to look up to, every last one of them niggas is up to some fucking stupid ass shit. And then the ones who aren't are the ones who, like, murdered and shit like that. And even some of the ones who murdered and that they told us are great, like, you know, Martin Luther King and shit, also had fucking demons. So it's like, man, it's fucking just how fucked up it is wild. Like, think about it, bro. Back in the day, my nigga, they had this girl named Helena Troy. Y'all know that story, right? We all watched Troy with fucking Brad Pitt, right?
Yeah.
Long ago movie, right? You know what I'm saying? So she was the face that launched 1,000 ships. So a pretty boy came through and stole the king of Greece, Agamemnon's wife from her. Cause she didn't want to be married to a fat nigga with power because marriage back then was hey, I'ma buy you, you know what I mean, type shit. So
Right.
she fell in love with the Prince of Troy, and they took and she was the face that launched 1,000 ships. Niggas died because this nigga stole this nigga's wife.
Yeah,
Died.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like we
Yeah.
used to take over whole nations for women. The Trojan horse, Trojan condoms even exist
Mm-hmm.
because of war over a
Right.
woman for us being. But now, obviously in the narrative nowadays is, you know what I mean, fuck that bitch, you know what I mean, and money over bitches, MOB, you hear that all day and shit like that.
Right. And
But
I
I think like,
and if
but
we're
what about
honest,
that
I think that's
dynamic
an
switch,
insecurity. I think that's an
Yeah,
insecurity of a man.
yeah,
From when a man says that shit, money over bitches, like what do you even
yeah,
mean, bro? Like,
yeah.
okay.
I don't know. Yeah,
Like,
I get
yeah,
you.
sounds cool, but like when you really break it down to get down to it, if you're really living this life for money, okay. But if you're living this life to experience life,
Now,
then money over bitches is not the way.
right. And just to be clear, obviously Greece was on a conquer mission and they wanted to conquer Troy anyways. So this just gave them excuse to do it. You know what I mean? Just so you understand. But that's what people did back then. They conquered shit. So, oh, you took my wife. It just gave them excuse to conquer some shit because that's what they
Hmm.
love to do. They love to conquer
Well,
shit.
wasn't there something like that with Nefertiti and then also
Yeah.
Cleopatra?
Yes, bro. There was always bro. We could go back how many, bro, millennia? I'm sorry, T. You was about to say something.
No, I was gonna say Cleopatra. There was like a number of males that went to
Oh,
war over her.
facts, like that's what we used to do. Like, and people think that, women might not have that much effect on the men's mental health, but now that I was sitting thinking about it, you know what I mean? Like we do need to change that word submit. So I think like that's like a goal of mine when it comes to that. Like maybe it should just be sacrifice because happy house, happy spouse fits more with you have to make sacrifices than
Right.
we're submitting to each other because that word it comes with some bad shit behind it. You know what I mean? Like we
Right.
don't
Like
want that kind of
even when
spell.
you say it, if you're not trying to resonate, it still does. It's just a word, bro. It's just like if I sit here and say bitch, you do not think I'm talking about a female dog. You know what I mean? And
Right.
so, it's like it sucks because in all reality, like a bitch shouldn't be
right.
a derogatory term toward a female.
Right.
And so submit shouldn't make a dude feel or a woman feel like they're being
Right.
overpowered or whatever if they're
Right.
submitting to their loved one or their
Right.
significant
Well,
other.
these
But
motherfuckers submit. I mean, this is how I've been looking at it, bro. Like, okay, back in the day, these motherfuckers went to war over a 2% tax. Okay, for the government. Like, we didn't submit for shit. You know what I mean? Shout out to our ancestors, whether they was white, black, green, or yellow. It don't fucking matter. But but nowadays we let the government
mine was
fucking
gray.
rape
According to
us.
Billy Carson's bitch ass.
Rape. You know what I mean? We let these motherfuckers rape us financially. We don't do nothing about it. We let them rape us spiritually. We don't do nothing about it. We let these motherfuckers rape our women, children from their roles or from their fucking purposes. Like
Hmm.
we man, like it is so fucked up. And I mean, and that's only just a realization of shit. Um, but I could agree with GP man when he says bitches are a lower grade of women. And and I'm gonna tell you like this though, I think men should take responsibility for being bitch creators too though. Like we bitch makers sometimes. You know what I'm
And then
saying? Like
also, what's a scrub?
yeah.
Is a
Uh,
scrub that guy that TLC said? Like, does not having a car make you a scrub? No.
yeah.
Riding in the passenger
It's hard.
side with your friend. But
Yeah.
think about this. Guess who wrote that motherfucking song? A
Mm-hmm.
man. So was that a dude that knew like the insecurities of a man?
Yeah,
And he
true.
was like, "Here you go, girls, sing this
Right.
shit. Everybody's gonna feel it. The women's gonna
Yeah.
love it because they're gonna be able to talk shit, and the men they're just gonna know, You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, they ain't
gonna
gonna want to be
Who's
scrubbed.
gonna
no, I mean,
know?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. The men are gonna be like, damn, like this is how this is a
This
scrub.
song,
So
they're
if I don't
singing
want to be a
about
scrub,
me.
right?
Right.
If I don't want to ride, if I don't want to be considered a scrub, then I have to have all this stuff. I
Yep.
have to be this right here. And
Yep.
then the women, it's like if I want to be a good looking woman, I have to
Or
do all this stuff.
now it's a bad bitch or a boss bitch, and then seeing it. Yeah, I get what you're saying, man.
And it's all about money.
Yeah, all about it for real. Because once you get the money, then you get the power, and then you get the women. Ain't that's how the saying goes?
And all of this stuff that, like, so if a man doesn't want to be a scrub, he has to spend a lot of money, basically, right? If a woman doesn't want to be looked at as like some lame bitch, some mid, right, some basic bitch, then she's got to do all of this stuff to make herself look this
but she
way,
need money.
dress this way,
She
and it's
need
got to be money. So
Yep.
it's all
She need
about
money.
money.
Yep.
And then ask yourself who controls all the industries. Ooh. We ain't gonna say that today, but we already know who it is. It always comes back to that. To me, it does. I hate to say it, but it always does, because I always like, so who's creating all this goddamn chaos? The same motherfuckers, bro.
Right.
And them the motherfuckers is the ugliest son of a bitches on this motherfucking planet. With
They
your
not
fucking
they
let me
not
be
the
quiet.
warriors. They not the nothing. You know, I feel you, bro. Nah, you know what? I think in this duality that we live in, you know what I mean? Like if it was supposed to be, if all men were supposed to be, you know, living out their full, you know, masculinity in their divine masculine, how about that? That seems like we hear people talk about the divine feminine all the time, but you don't hear anybody talk about the divine masculine. Like if niggas actually live
there ain't no good in masculinity. That
right
shit's just
at all, bro.
horrible.
Right, all toxic. Masculinity is just toxic. The femininity is divine. Divine femininity, toxic masculinity, and like there's no such thing as toxic femininity or divine masculinity. You know what I mean? Like so, they definitely already made drew those lines for us. But I like to tell. I guess I like to tell our audience that we don't gotta live by none of that shit. Write
No,
your
there
own
are
code,
no
for sure,
standards.
Right. Write
Nobody
your own
should
code.
set your standards for you except
No,
you.
except for you, yep. Absolutely.
Nobody should be able to come to you and say, "Hey, you know, all this stuff is cool, but like you fucking suck unless you do it this way."
Look, somebody put it real great. It was a quote from some famous person. I don't know, somebody more well known than
Probably Terrence Howard or
who
somebody like that.
he
Maybe
said.
it was Billy Carson.
He said,
Billy
treat
Carson, what a
yourself.
fucking joke.
Treat your body, your aura, you treat yourself in general, all of you, like admission price to the you know treat it access to you like admission price to you know get on a roller coaster or to be you got to be this tall, you got to whatever the fuck you need to do. Like if it's like okay, you got to this is it, this is the price you have to pay to fucking enter my park. You know what I mean? Stand on that shit because you, even though it might suck and you might be going through, you know, you might not meet a motherfucker that's compatible with you for a long time. You know what I mean? It doesn't always happen right away. But what I mean by that is like value yourself a little bit more to not accept certain things that society says, you know, that
Right.
society standards have put on other people. Just because somebody else accepts it doesn't mean that you know what I mean. You don't have to. You know what I mean? Like women will be like, oh, they'll swipe left on you in a heartbeat if you're not 6 foot. But men will just we'll be like, oh, I don't care that she's not 5'5". At least she's you know she's still pretty, or at least you know she still looks like this, or like we'll take a bitch who works at Burger King and treat that hoe like she goddamn Kim Kardashian. We don't give a fuck about none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? We just like what we fucking like. You know
Well,
what I mean? Like,
and you think about it, in all reality, the man will probably be more comfortable with the girl that works at Burger King than he would with Kim Kardashian.
yeah, because we ain't got to feel like because a lot of these women will make a lot of money just so they could say if you can't provide what I already got, then leave. Because and then because they really, literally feel like a man's job is to do all of this shit while they keep their money.
Or what if a man is like, look, this is about to be a high maintenance situation here. I'm not necessarily the one that's going to pay for it, but if we're going to be together, you're spending X amount of dollars on fucking all this stuff. Like,
bro, this
I
dude,
don't
it was
really.
called an asshole because he made a ledger of how much money it took for him to have sex with a girl. So like he would keep a ledger. If he started dating a girl and they were courting, he would be respectable. Obviously, he put down his courtship costs. Nigga, like he had courtship costs like this many dates. I spent this amount of money and I ain't smashed until this day. And he's documented it just to prove like how much money it fucking costs. And he literally created a fucking threshold where it's like I'm never going over above this for some buns ever again. And women was mad at him.
Yeah.
And
He's
I'm
a
like,
fool anyway for doing it the first time.
yeah, I mean, I guess he was doing it for scientific purposes. But I mean, when you got the money and the time to do some shit to do a scientific study to prove some shit like
No, I
that,
get it.
I
Yeah, I
mean, you
get
know
it.
what I mean? Like, it's just, I get what you're saying too. But, at the same time, if it's like that, you know what I mean? That's why men are like that because, women are like that now. You know what I mean? Like, and then you got to be this, and you got to be that, and you got to be this. But as soon as a man says you got to be this, you got to be this, you got to be this, then we're misogynistic. You know what I mean, asking for too much. You know what I mean? We're not supposed to
Right.
do that. You know what I mean? I'm supposed to take you as you are. You know what I mean? Like if you don't date
And that's
a
just
chick
one
that's
person's opinion. So how can you tell somebody that their opinion's wrong? Like this is what I want out of a male, or this is what I want out of a female, and people rag on you about it. It's like,
yeah,
well, you don't have
they do.
to worry about it. It's just what I
Right.
want out of
What
it.
It's
I
You
like
think
know what I
too.
mean?
maybe the reason why you're so
They do.
worried about my situation is because you actually
You,
would
you,
like to have my
you're
situation, but you don't got
you're a
the
body
go to
shamer.
go.
You're a body shamer, no, if you won't crack this 250-pounder. You know what I mean? Like what? Like, are you serious?
Right.
Like, oh, I because I don't fight outside of my weight class. I don't think bigger
Right. Or
girls are
because you
pretty.
won't date a transgender.
Right. You know what I mean? Let's see. And you're right, y'all. Like y'all both is completely right. I was just giving examples to what y'all was saying. You're right. If you have some kind of standard to what you want to date, society will dog you, no matter if you're a man or a woman. You're
Yep.
getting dogged now. You know what I mean? So now it's all about what can you bring to this fucking table, but nobody is like, hey, let's build a table together. And that
Right.
is the fucking crazy part. I mean, that's what
Exactly.
I'm on. I'm on like, hey, fuck bringing what you bring to the table.
Well,
Let's build one together, baby, and then we'll put whatever the fuck we both want on that bitch.
think about it. The slave masters have always wanted slaves and servants to hate each other.
Mm-hmm.
They've always wanted the male and the female to really hate each other. They
See,
need them to come together to have
yeah,
kids to continue this thing on. But in all reality, there's so much division instilled through society, through the
yeah,
people
through
that run
society and
society.
culture,
And it makes you realize, damn, man, like, yeah, I'm not physically shackled up or
right?
working in a gulag or working in a cotton field, but like,
Mentally,
we're still kind of slaves, bro. Still
yeah,
are.
yeah. Got a bunch of dead. Yeah. Okay, now we open. This one gon' get you open. Flowing with the energy. This current is an ocean. Currently I'm feeling me. This vibration is potent. Only thing we missing is a big bag of that doja rolling. Now we rolling. I don't follow leaders. This swarming is just a rolling. They call a nigga conscious, but honestly it's an omen. I balance within the spectrum. Watch hundreds fall from the heavens. Build value in every blessing. Question, why you on it? I promise you we on it. As a god, I will create it if I want it. Make a million, build a city for everybody that's with me. Make everything for the free. Grab sovereignty by the titty. Got a bunch of dead Europeans in my pocket. All I want is power. Push the current through my socket. Got a bunch of dead Europeans in my pocket. Give me all the money. Watch a human turn a profit with the bag. Yeah, we just want the bag. get the bag.
Yeah.
You heard what I said, pass me the bag.
Yeah.
Europeans in my pocket. All I want is power, watch a human turn to profit.
Got a pocket full of slave masters who wanna hang with me. Sold to the first niggas in my gang. Oh my God, through the pain, yeah, my niggas rockin' chains with me. The alchemy of it is all the same. Geographically, I'm not the same. You get in my zone, there ain't no time for playing 3 hours. And I ain't wide awake, I got sanity, humanity, and pride at stake. And I'm a line of the planets, I got a pocket made. And I'm currently flowing, I'm about to socket to you. I'm hitting every target made, I got a lot to say, I got God to say, I'm on fire. Escape from that hell, I'm well. I was lifted the moment I saw it never fail. Oh, here goes Keenan and Kel. Right into reality, I'm playing show and tell.
Got a
Baby,
bunch of dead Europeans in my pocket. All I want is power, push the curve.
Hey, if you ain't got nothing else, Jason, I'm gonna play us out with the next song.
No, yeah, I heard you. I would just like to say, visit thinkhaiku.com. Bucket hats, cool shit for the summer's coming up. We got some new hats, designs, and some cool shit on the way as well. NFTs coming soon. Black Flag NFTs. Follow us on Twitter. Thinkhaiku.com for everything else. We'll be back tomorrow for Fuck Around Find Out Tuesday. And to make sure to all my brothers, my men out there, you keep your mental health together. That's all I got to say, Nove. You can take us away.
Well, all I'm going to say is at the end of the day, it always comes back to you, with inside of you. So when you look in the mirror, don't worry about what social media or what society or that bitch that you don't like thinks. Just look at yourself and know that, damn, bro, I done been through, male or female, I've done been through a life. I am living a life. My only existence, purpose, reason is not to impress people. I don't know what your purpose is, but I know for a fact that your only purpose is not to inject your buttocks and your boobies and your face and stomach and everything else with all kind of stuff that costs money, that upholds an industry that really does not give a flying fuck about you. It's all about the money. I don't even know if that makes sense to anybody, but hopefully it does. We'll be back tomorrow. Fuck Around Find Out Tuesday. We'll get back on men's mental health. Visit thinkhaiku.com. And just remember, it's all about you. If you want a Kim Kardashian and a Nicki Minaj ass and an Iggy Azalea ass, you can go get one. Don't mean it's real. Let go.
This is the way that the chips fall. I hope you was betting on me. I've been all in since the windfall. Watching the L coming streaks. Never gave up on the old me. Been rapping so long, now I'm OG. Supreme of the Valley, that's word of the adage. Just at me if you want the whole thing. And it's so.
If you're a man and you want to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, you're going to have to do what Arnold Schwarzenegger did. And if you ain't prepared to do all of that, then maybe just kind of live in your own lane, right? Because nobody can look like that dude unless they do the things he did. And 99.9.999% of people ain't going to do that.
On me, I don't like the cap. I don't ever rap what I don't live. Keep the hood on tap, and it's a fact. We're only a fraction of my wrist. See, I'm built like that. I don't want it all. I just want to ball with my bros. Give it all to the kids when we go, and let them know that your favorite rapper is a lie. Yeah, fuck what they talking, been telling you why. Yeah, you thought they was real? Open your eye. Yeah, this shit's not a game. We trying to
shooting 3-pointers on them, boy. Shoo! Threes!
Yeah, fuck what they talking, been telling you why. Yeah, you thought thought they was real? Open your eye. Yeah, this shit's not a game, we tryna survive. In a world where music is God, your favorite rapper is a lie.
Yeah, might see me walking down Erie at midnight. We ain't the same on the inside. Black sheep, nigga still ball like he's 6'5". Still put your bitch in the 6'9". I was on ice, pushing that weight up an incline. Nigga had life, all in the back of that Nissan. Fuck is you talking about? We made a way when Wall Street had us on decline. You niggas is bright till I pop out like a neon. You niggas is hot till I show up with the Freon. We on a whole nother plane. All of my foes is going insane. You know what it is, it's fucking supreme. Yeah, yeah.
Fuck what they talking, been telling you why. Yeah, you thought they was real? Open your eye. Yeah, this shit's not a game, we tryna survive. In a world where music is God, your favorite rapper is a lie. Yeah, fuck what they talking, been telling you why. Yeah, you thought they was real? Open your eye. Yeah, this shit's not a game, we tryna survive. In a world where music is God, your favorite rapper is a lie.
The lights just came on in the club. You can go home. You can stay in this bitch as long as the security lets you.
What you need. What you need.